This week on the Salesforce Admin Podcast, I sit down with Sharon Klardie, who's the Senior Director of Salesforce Labs, to talk about, what else? Free innovation. Sharon shares how Labs empowers Salesforce employees to build and share solutions on the AppExchange and what that means for Salesforce admins navigating the new world of AI and why, this is important, you should never install a new app straight into production. Now, whether you're Dreamforce bound or catching up after Dreamforce, this one's packed with a lot of great tips from Sharon and a lot of AI strategy gold. So tune in, take notes, and let's get Sharon on the podcast. So Sharon, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
I find it hard to believe, but you are one of the few people in the world that hasn't been on the Salesforce Admin Podcast, despite you and me being in the ecosystem for like 1,000 years.
I know. I was thinking about this morning, and I was like, I can't believe I haven't been on here yet. So I'm super excited to share with the listeners here today.
Well, let's talk about that. So how did you get started in Salesforce and in the ecosystem, and what do you do at Salesforce?
Oh, I love a Salesforce origin story. So picture it. It's 2010. And I'm working at a software company that gets bought by an equity partner, and that equity partner implements Salesforce at every company they buy. And that was my first introduction to Salesforce back when it was just Sales and Service Cloud. And I absolutely fell in love with the platform. I felt empowered. There was community behind it. And ever since then, so from 2010 till today, I've been all Salesforce all the time.
Wow. And you joined Salesforce. What part of Salesforce did you join?
So when I joined Salesforce in 2018, I joined leading the Salesforce Labs program. That was exclusively my focus. It's been part of my remit my entire time, almost 8 years here at Salesforce. And I've added some other things to what I do on the daily basis. But the Salesforce Labs program, community, innovation, it's my passion area. It's what brings me joy. I just actually love being part of it, seeing the creativity of the employee community creating labs, and seeing the creativity of our trailblazers who are using lab solutions.
So for anybody that hasn't heard about labs, like when you say Salesforce Labs, what do you mean?
So Salesforce Labs is a program that's actually turning 20 next year, if you can believe it. It's an innovation program where we empower Salesforce employees to create solutions, package them, and share them on AppExchange for our customers to use. And Salesforce Labs solutions are always free. They're community-driven. You can think of them like an open source project. So it's volunteered by employees. So it's not an employee who is on a product team and this is part of their regular release roadmap. This is an employee who sees a problem in the space that they want to solve, or they have a really creative idea on how to use our technology. So the Labs program really helps trailblazers to learn new technology, play around with it, get starter packs and templates. Blank canvas anxiety is a real struggle as an admin. Throwing back a few years from my admin days. But sometimes a new feature would be rolled out and you'd be like, I'm not sure where to start. So the Labs program really tries to help trailblazers be able to adopt new technology, understand how you can use it, and showcase the art of the possible.
That's good. I know as an admin, I found Labs because I need a project management app, and at the time, Reed Kohlberg had a really cool one. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then from there on, I looked for the little beaker logo.
Yeah, we love that beaker logo. And then we evolved the logo to actually use the periodic elements of tables to use Labs spelled out because we're geeky like that.
Right. I know. It kind of has like a Breaking Bad feel to it. I'm all about that. So at Dreamforce, you're going to talk about 7 free solutions to drive your AI strategy forward. And it's going to be a really cool presentation. And some people are going to get to see it. Some people aren't. Why is it important for admins to look to the AppExchange and some of our Labs apps in terms of moving AI forward in their organizations?
So right now, AI is moving at the speed of light, or whatever is faster than the speed of light. I'm not sure what that is, but there's probably something faster than the speed of light. And that's what it feels like is happening right now. So one of the benefits that the Labs program will have is we can showcase different solutions on how to use this new technology. But also, I think even more importantly, is how do we think about how do we want to implement AI at our organization? And sometimes that might actually be using a Labs solution or another partner solution on AppExchange that isn't actually AI driven, but helps set the groundwork for how do you have a strong AI strategy. So an example of that would be, is there a set of technology or tools or processes that you should have in place at your organization to really help you identify what are your goals and use cases for using AI? And we have a number of different lab solutions that we'll share. There'll be the pro tip for anybody who's going to see the content. It would be probably a few more solutions than 7. We'll throw a couple bonus things in there, some shout outs. But there's a lot of technology out there to really help you frame, is your data ready? Like data readiness is super important as an AI strategy to move forward in the space. If you're going to train your AI or use AI on your data, and if your data is no good, then you're going to have a problem. The AI isn't going to respond the way that you expect or what your business needs. So we want to showcase these solutions that you can use to get started to help ground you in strong AI strategies.
So it's not just downloading agents.
Exactly. It's going to be more than that. It's really about thinking about how do you have meaningful and mindful implementation of AI at your organization. And we'll also have some showcases of how to use cool Agentforce and AI technology.
Oh, nice. I noticed you put the word free in your title. That implies that there's some that aren't free.
So all Salesforce Labs solutions are free. So anything that our employees create and contribute are free to download from AppExchange. But there are other solutions from our partner ecosystem, and some are free and some are paid. It is important to note for anybody who's not familiar with the Salesforce Labs program is these are not official Salesforce products. They're not, and which is actually called out in the Master Service Agreement, the MSA, is these are community contributions. So you can't pick up the phone and call support and get help for them. We generally try to open source all of our lab solutions on GitHub, so you can actually use it to learn new technology, see how an employee built that solution, or maybe that solution does 80% of what you want, but you want to change it. You can go get the source code and then go customize it for whatever works for your business. And if the solution that the employee built hits a home run and it solves your business challenge you're trying to solve, you can go install the managed package and off to the races.
Yeah. And I'm also thinking any of your labs apps are also going to immediately be able to be agentified.
I would say, so we have some lab solutions. I wouldn't say that's a 100% guarantee, although most of them should be able to be extended. But we have over 500 lab solutions on AppExchange, and I can't say conclusively that all 500
You don't
would be
know
able-
all 500 just like the back of your hand? Come
I
on now.
unfortunately do not. I know many of them, but not all 500. But yeah, most of them should be extended. We're actually looking at engaging with some of our more popular lab solutions and having conversations with the builders to say, like, what are ways that we could extend this using newer technology that's come out, either adjacent, something like if you want to use AI, you can, add on to it. But if you still want to use the main kind of core functionality, like custom objects and flows that was there, but not, to have an AI arm to it, then you could still use the original. But how can we take these to the next level using, the great technology that's come out over the past couple of years?
Yeah. Now, I think the use of apps within Salesforce is probably evolved since you and I were out in the world as wee little admins wandering blindly through the Salesforce universe. Because it's become ubiquitous that you would use an app on your phone, right? Like there's specialized apps to do things. And so when people use, oftentimes like on my iPhone, I'll get an app, I'll try it out. It won't work. I'll just delete it. But I don't have like a spare phone. What is best practice for admins evaluating apps, be it from labs or somewhere on the AppExchange, in terms of trying and testing something out, perhaps before it goes into production?
There absolutely are some best practices. Number one will be we do not install brand new apps we've never explored into production. We do not do that. I'll repeat, we do not do that. Some trailblazers, like to explore in a dev org first, but the cons of that is you don't have your unique customizations. A lot of trailblazers have a lot of success in installing a lab solution or a partner solution in a sandbox first, so you can see how it interacts with the customizations you've made to the platform. But both either a dev org or a sandbox is absolutely where you want to start to check out any new solution, whether it be labs or partner solution.
Yeah. So that was the first mistake that I made back in the day. I would just try things out in production. Why not?
Yeah, no, hopefully nobody takes that guidance, Mike. It's definitely it's much more advantageous for everyone to kind of play around and see how things work. And it gives you a little bit more freedom as an admin to kind of look under the hood and see how exactly it's going to work, and then what your rollout plan is. Because it's just like what I tell my labs builders. It's not if you build it, they will come. It's not if you install it, it will work, right?
Right.
So you also need to have that kind of change management process at your organization. If you just install a new app and has some great functionality, if you don't tell your users about it, once you move it to production, they might not know what to do with it, or they might not use it in the way that you had in mind. I think we all know in technology, when we release things into the wild of our user base, we are going to come across some use cases and edge cases that we never thought might be the reality. So the more that you can get ahead of that in the change management process, it's just going to be smoother for both you as an admin and also for your end users.
Yeah. Now, one thing I'd be remiss not to cover, we talked a lot about consumption part, but you mentioned Labs is also open to non-Salesforce employees, correct?
No, so only Salesforce employees today can create and distribute a Salesforce Labs solution.
Gotcha. But our AppExchange is open to non-Salesforce.
Absolutely. We have a very robust partner ecosystem and a process to engage. It can be a free solution that somebody wants to create as a business to kind of spin up and share with the community. You can go through our partner program to do that. And of course, it's an ecosystem. So if you have a solution idea that you believe is of value to our broader Trailblazer community and customers, then you can engage with our program and list there. But anything created by Salesforce Labs is created by a Salesforce employee.
Yeah.
And I just also want to note, Labs go through the same security review process that all of our partner solutions go through as well.
Oh, so no cheating because it's a Salesforce employee.
That's exactly right. Trust is our number one value here. We want all the labs to adhere to that as well.
Right. Yeah. No, it's same rules apply for everybody. That way you get the same quality and consistency. So that makes sense. Well, Sharon, thanks for coming on the podcast. I think this session is going to be awesome. I can't wait to hear what people have to say about it. And I can't wait to see what new stuff comes out from the Labs team.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. Hopefully it's the first time, but hopefully not the last time. I've really enjoyed chatting with you, Mike. And if anybody is at the session and shows up at Dreamforce, stop by and say hello. I'd love to meet you. And I'm on LinkedIn. And if you want to engage with that way, share any feedback about the Labs program, I'm happy to engage.
So a big thanks to Sharon for joining us and sharing some behind-the-scenes look at the Salesforce Labs. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to fire up a sandbox and test drive some Labs apps. That was always the most fun part for me as an admin. But remember, not in production, just in a sandbox or not in production. But hey, if you're heading to Dreamforce, don't miss her session on the 7. Plus, she says a few bonus free sessions to fuel your AI strategy. And remember, best part about Salesforce Labs apps is they're free and open, and they are built with you, the community, the Salesforce admins, developers, architects in mind. So with that, until next time, we'll see you in the cloud.